Hey guys, Kyrie today with another YouTube video, and I got you a tracking guide. This is a skill set that pretty much everyone should have, including laners. Like, especially junglers should have it, but also laners should have it. So this should help anyone in any role, not just junglers. And tracking a jungler is very important because now you won't allow the enemy jungler to be able to, let's say, come back in plays or give them free ganks, and you can even like try to punish them, right? If you are able, no, you have a winning lane, your jungle has a stronger champion 1v1, and you can get like proud for him, or like if your jungler knows like he can invade here because enemy jungler decided to ruin his tempo ganking bot, so he's like 15 seconds late to his other side camps. These are ways to, snowball the game. And this is something I naturally implemented into my gameplay when I was in like Plat. I mean, there was no Emerald back when I played, so it was like Plat to Diamond. When I was going Plat to Diamond, I like naturally implemented it, and that's how I was able to hit Challenger in my first 2 years of playing. Because I mean, I came from StarCraft, so like tracking where people can be, I feel like it's like natural. And I think as a jungler, if you want to invade, you want to fight a lot, knowing where jungle is to have number advantage, or even like just to punish the jungler itself, is very OP to do. Especially for people who watch my channel who like to play Kindred and like Kha'zix, or even like other good mentions, or like Rengar, Graves. These champions, like, they don't always need to invade to win the game, but if you can get timers where you can and you pull it off, because of all the good practice you have and just good, fighting mechanics and such, like, you will just snowball the game by a lot. And it's something I like to teach while I, coach people on Patreon, or like even the YouTube videos, the educational videos you guys watch of mine when I do invade. There's a reason why. Sometimes you can invade as a flip, but it's better to not be as flippy. Not 50-50. Sometimes you rather have like a 10% higher chance, 20%. But of course, people evaluate it in like different ways. So the most common way to track a jungler is ideally getting level 1 wards, or like like you can spot them or you can get a level 1 ward. So the best wards, well, there's only one ward that really matters, and it's the best ward you can get is the Raptor ward. Either side you are on. And the reason is because this ward will tell you if he is 3 camping, if he, like, you will know if he's on the 3rd camp. Oh, sorry, actually, like, I completely like said it wrong. So if he's doing Raptors and it's his 3rd camp, that means he started that side. If he doesn't show for a while, that means he started the opposite side, and he probably did his blue, his gromp, his wolves. And if he doesn't show for a while, that means he's probably invading or he's just really slow. It's one or the other, depending on the champion. Now, of course, we can go into champion clear speeds, maybe in another video, or maybe I make a doc for you guys, or definitely there's some kind of information like that somewhere. Maybe I can find it, but that's basically how you should essentially think about it. Like, when you get these Raptor wards, like, if they don't show, so the average jungler will clear like 3 camps by like 2 minutes. 2 minutes, they should be done 3 camps most of the time, like even before that. So they should always show here by 2:10, let's say, because they have to walk, right? And if they don't, that means they either skipping the Raptors for some weird reason, because maybe they feel like they can get invaded, so maybe they do red and then like they just like do it after, or they're invading you, or they're ganking. And this is like something to think about while you're jungling, especially because if they go for a gank, you can counter gank it really easily. Because let's say like you start red, right? As the blue side jungler, you go do Krugs, and then you go to Raptors. You can, oh my god, what was that arrow? You can easily just like walk like this, counter gank. You can walk like this, counter gank. And if you think your mid laners aren't really gankable, let's say the jungle's just trolling, I mean, you can go all the way like this and you play to invade, because like his tempo might be ruined. So keeping that in mind, getting a level 1 ward is very OP. Hey guys, so if you guys didn't know, I have 3 channels. and every channel has their specific purpose for the viewer. The main channel, as you see here, is our channel where it will have all your, tier lists, jungle tier lists, and it will have educational guides, on every champion, and I will have some gameplay for specifically Kindred, Kha'Zix, maybe Graves. Champions are mostly, more watched on this channel. And then I have other channels that will have different uses. So we have Kaido Jungle Coaching, which is actually a channel where I'll be posting every single coaching session, every single like kind of VOD review, and sometimes I'll be VOD reviewing people high on the ladder, whether it's in EU West, Korea, North America. If they're very good players, it'll be using good strats that you guys can use yourselves in your elo. I will be dissecting them and helping you guys learn what they do different. And then now we have a third channel, which is going to be in the works. Right now, it was a VOD channel, but I'm going to swap it into a very educational gameplay channel. I'll have a lot of different kind of video concepts that'll be uploaded here. Well, I'll be uploading a lot of, silver to diamond series. It's not actually played in those elos. It's going to be played in diamond master, because I'm going to be ranking up accounts. But basically, just to show you what you should be doing, what you should be focusing on while playing specific champions, and how to learn them. And then, other challenges would be like Nuzlocke. Some will be, fill to challenger, firewall to challenger. We're going to do that eventually on this channel. So, give it a follow. Give every channel a follow. If you guys want specific type of content, every channel should be able to, help you out in some type of way. Either way, thanks for watching like usual. Thanks for the support, and let's get on with the video. Other good ward mentions are warding here is very good. Warding the buff. Another good mention is actually warding the buff itself, also is good. The red buffs, these are also good. There's also more advanced wards, but these are the most basic wards you should do. When you're versus specific champions like Jarvan, Shaco, and such, you need to ward a bit differently versus them. So what you want to do is either you ward. So the side you start on, let's say you are red side this game. So this is red side, this is blue side, okay? You are red side jungler, and you want to start your red, okay? You want to do red Krugs, Raptors, right? You should ward always the opposite side, always. Because champs like Shaco, champs like Jarvan can easily just take their blue and then look to invade right away, level 2. It's just the nature of their champions. Like, they're very cheesy. So, you need to also understand that certain champions are really good at cheesing level 2, and then certain champions are really good at cheesing level 3. So, the way you want to ward is very different, right? So, we're talking about level 2s right now. So, for level 2, if you think you can get invaded level 2, warding, the river can also be good. Like, there's a ward angle on this side of the map, right? On both sides. Where if you ward right... Let's a bit up. So basically, you ward right here. Most junglers, if they plan to invade, right? Let me erase this to make it a lot more understandable. And the same thing for this side. Let me put on this side too. Like... Well, you can move that. I forgot. So, most people, when they invade blue buff, right? Or let's say like they're a red side jungler or looking to invade or and such, like usually they're gonna invade like this, right? They're gonna start this or they walk in and then you will see them, right? Always. Or let's say they're a Raptor starter, maybe like a Udyr, a Hecarim, Talon starting W and looking to blue Gromp invade. A lot of the time they will always walk like this. So you see how this ward, if placed really well, it covers both sides pretty much. Like other champions that can go both sides are like champs like Shaco. You can do Raptors. Champs like Jarvan. Champs like Nidalee, Graves. All these champions can do that. And it's the same exact thing you can do on the other side to prevent yourself from getting level 2 invaded. But of course, sometimes you might not be able to get the ward. So the safest option to do is always to ward here. Because invading in Season 16, Season 2026, is very OP in my opinion, because I think because the game feels a bit faster paced, and now laners can't really, like, how before you can have more of a level 1 plan because like the game Like the laners didn't need to be in their lane so early, like now. They could actually like defend like potential early level 1 invades. But now it's like a bit hard to do that, and it comes at a cost if you want the laner to help you in a level 1 invade. So a lot of the time you're kind of on your own, especially in the lower more. You shouldn't expect your team to kind of help you. Um, but again, like it comes at a cost. So being able to secure your level 1 yourself, even if your laner has to drop a ward for you, is very important because snowballing to me is a lot more OP. And to come back, let's say if you get cheesed, I mean, you need to get like a camp back, and you need to reinvade like another side, or you need to kill the guy or kill a laner to come back in XP and golds. And those are ways, to kind of just like, recover the loss that you have. I don't know why it didn't start with level 1 invade, but we can do it now. So certain champions can level 1 invade in the game. Like when I play Kindred into Kha'zix, even Zara, I don't really like to like allow them to full clear because they full clear too fast. Like I'm always gonna get invaded, and if I don't know where to start, if they invade me on my 5th camp and my 6th camp, like my game feels so hard to play. So if I feel like I have stronger lanes level 1, and I'm Kindred into Kha'zix, I will like to invade their camps. Kha'zix is very well. Kha'zix naturally will always start blue buff in the game. So what I like to do, there's 2 ways to do it when I invade as Kindred. So I'm just using an example. I will walk here into this bush like this, and I'll look to Q over here. You can Q over this wall, and then I'll look to take this plant, right? There's a plant here. And then, I can play to fight the Kha'zix level 1, or I can just straight up walk here, level 1, and just like fight him. Or another one where I just, in the early game, I'm just, or before like, I just like walk here pretty much. I like get into pivot using Q because I want to use Q to invade to fight the guy, right? And I can either walk this way or I can walk this way, and then I can look to like collapse on him. So there's multiple ways to do it. So warding level 1 defensively is very necessary in that kind of way. Like warding here is good. Doing the middle ward is also good too. Remember that we talked about. That one's the best ward. You guys should practice. So this is why warding level 1 is very important as a jungler, or even in general as a team, because it starts the tracking process to be able to know what the jungler is doing. You can kind of assume, let's say, a jungler starting top side as a red side jungler. If he full clears down reds, he does these camps and plays crab. When he bases reds after he takes the crab, maybe he looks to gank bot and such. Well, what is he gonna do on his second turn? He comes out of the map. Like he's gonna do his Krugs, right? Maybe he can gank top, right? You can think about that as a top player. As a mid laner, he can always get ganked after he does the Raptor camp. He can just come in. Or he can just keep clearing, which is also completely fine. And then he can always just play the pull dragon. And this is very simple. Like, when you know what the jungler starts, as soon as possible, you can pretty much assume his pathing, right? Of course, like, that's why we talked about the invading champions, because, like, now they kind of warp the game. But this is how you track more standard pathing. And again, it starts with the level 1 ward, and of course if you can't get it right, so let's say you can't ward the jungler because maybe you're weaker level 1, in the way you'll find out where the jungler starts is, based off the crab. So like, let's say like both junglers full clear. If your jungler full clears to bot lane, right, he does all this, and he full clears to bot lane, and he gets this crab uncontested, that means enemy jungler started, the bot side, and he's on the top crab right now. You know what I mean? It's like very simple. Like this is like the most basic way of tracking. And of course, tracking get a lot more complicated when there's champions that are invading and warping the game. Because like, I mean, yeah, that's just like how warping the game works. Like, and it's like OP to do on certain champions and certain matchups. Because like, the snowballing effect can really, really be toxic, like when it happens in the game. And I mean that's pretty much it, honestly. Like, because tracking itself, I mean, you kind of just have to understand like what the enemy champion does. So at this point, like now, like to mention like another thing, like to me when you're starting out as a new player, Even if you're like an older player, but like you're more in the elo, like lower elo side, knowing what champions can do is very important. And the main thing you should keep in mind is dashing champions, people that can go over walls, without using flash, of course. You know, they have it in their like basic ability kits, like Graves E, Kindred Q, Nidalee W, Talon E. You know, once he hits level 3 potentially. These champions, you know, can just avoid wards, and they can also just walk in your jungle level 2, level 1, level 3, and just like create chaos. And when you're a laner, so I'm giving advice to both laners and junglers, right? If you're a laner or a jungler, you need to factor that in. Of course, it's a lot to think about, but it will come. The more you think like this, the more it will come naturally, anyways, while you play League in the future. Like when I played League as a challenger player, you know, I've been playing for many years. Like when I see Jarvan in the game, already in my mind when I load into the game, okay, well I can get wards here, I can get a ward here. If I get a Raptor ward, etc., these wards will help me track him. You know, if he never shows on his Raptor camp as a Jarvan, that means he started again. He started topside. Oh my god, I warded. Oops. He started topside and he's looking to gank. Let's see if he didn't show on any of these three wards, right? Let's say now, for example, you only have this ward and this ward. Maybe he did 3 camps and he's looking to invade, looking to gank. Let's say another example. You don't have Raptor ward, so you don't have this ward, but you have this ward and you have this ward. If he doesn't show on any of these wards, that means you could just be full clearing down. Same thing on the other side, you could just start the other side and full clear up. So it's like you're like crossing the dots, like I guess would be the saying. It's very, you know, simple tracking. And I think people overcomplicate it a lot. And I think it's very troll to overcomplicate it because maybe it's because they don't understand like the jungle rule. Because I do think if you guys, I mean, just help you understand like the jungle rule is actually very hard to play. People will say it's very hard in the lower MMR side, but if you're a challenger player, jungle rule is really easy to play because you should already understand simple jungle tracking and simple pathing. So jungle is a lot easier to play if you're already a decent player at the game, but it's a lot harder to play when you're learning the game and learning what champions do, macro, and such. It's a lot harder. So these are just things that will help you track the jungler. And like I said, think about the champions that have abilities that allow them to go over the wall, because these guys can always warp the game and then always look to even like try to gank people from very unique angles, right? You know, like let's say I'm gonna bring up Jarvan again because Jarvan is just a very great example to use. Like if he does 3 camps, you know, maybe if he wants to like do the most like disgusting gank, you know, he can go over, like he can like dodge all this, go over this wall, and then look to gank mid, and he can like literally dodge like this ward, no counterplay. You know, he can dodge all these wards if he wants. Like, these are things, you know, you kind of have to factor in when you play League. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know. I just want to talk about tracking. I think, like, people, again, overcomplicate it too much. So, let me know if you like it. Let me know down in the comments if you feel like you are kind of lost or confused on something. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want to get better at tracking, you guys should try to, I mean, just watch about how I play League and how I'm like F King, because we will talk about F King and just how to gather information in another video. As a jungler specifically, I'll do it maybe sometime this week or next week. But yeah, F King, or even clicking on the minimap to pay attention to what jungler is doing, or even seeing, let's say if a lane is very volatile, right? See they're fighting a lot. Like maybe the jungler might just visit top because you know he's pathing top. Maybe he might just like do. Let's say these guys are duking out, you know, both top players, and you know he started this side. Maybe he might just do Raptors and just walk straight top if you think it's possible. And it's really possible, you know. Sometimes it's worth to do that, especially on champions that want to pressure the game a lot more early on, and they feel like they're gonna get outskilled in the game. So, yeah, let me know. Comment down below if you have questions. You can message me on Discord if you want. If you guys want to get coaching by me, from me, you can get it for $30. Link in the description below. Join the Discord and check it out. Hope you guys have learned something from this and apply this in your games. If you're a jungler or later, they should help you naturally be able to play the game, like play in your future games. Yeah, get peace.